Dear student, myself GU Patil, I again welcome to all of you for my online lecture series during this lockdown period. Dear student, I have already started unit number 4 and today I have another online lecture for all of you on the same unit. So now the topic of discussion for my today's online lecture is RARP, that is Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. So RARP is a protocol by which a physical machine in a local area network can request to learn its IP address from a gateway server's ARP table or cache. This is needed since the machine may not have permanently attached disk where it can be stored its IP address permanently. A network admin creates a table in local area network's gateway router that maps the physical machine or medium access control, that is MAC, address to corresponding internet protocol address, that is IP address. When a new machine is set up, its RARP client program requests from the RARP server on the router to be sent its IP address. Assuming that an entry has been set up in the router table, the RARP server will return the IP address to the machine which can store it for future. So this is about RARP. That RARP is a protocol by which a physical machine in local area network can request the IP address from a gateway server's ARP table or cache. That the cache is available in the ARP. So that table or from cache it requires or it requests for a physical machine address in local area network. So as it is a diskless, so IP address cannot be permanently stored in it. So that is why the RARP protocol is sending the request for IP address. Now in short, we have about the RARP that a diskless machine is usually boosted from read-only memory, that is ROM. It cannot include the IP addresses, that is IP addresses are assigned by the network admin. Often its logical address by the physical address using RARP protocol operations. Now DDL mechanism. Both the machines that issues the request and the server that responds use physical network address during their brief communication. Usually the requester does not allow the type address, so the request is broadcasted to all the machines on the network. Now the requester must identify itself uniquely to the server. For this, either CPU serial number or the machine physical network address can be used. But using the physical address as a unique ID, it has the two advantages. That is, first one, these addresses are always available and do not have to be bound into bootstrap code. The second advantage is because the identifying information depends on the network and not on the CPU vendor, all machines on a given network will supply unique identifiers. RARP operations. So for understanding the RARP operations, we have the figure. In that figure, we have RARP request and RARP reply. So for in figure A, we have the network connections in which one host and one RARP server is there, along with different computers are connected to the network. So from this host, the request is sent it to the RARP server. That request is nothing but my physical address is F46EA 4578-236, that I am looking for my IP address which as a request sent by host to the RARP server. So because of RARP request packets are broadcasted, that request is sent to the RARP server along with the different computers connected to the network as shown in figure. Now according to this request, RARP server reply or response to the host. That reply or respond is nothing but your IP address is 141.14.56.21, which is as shown in particular figure. So with this reply, the RARP reply packets are unicasted, and because of unicasted, that reply goes to a particular host only, not to each and every computer connected to the network as shown in figure B. That is, RARP reply is unicasted. So this is about the operation of RARP. Now the request, like RARP message is sent from one machine to another encapsulated in the data portion of network frame. An Ethernet frame carrying RARP request has the usual preamble, Ethernet source and the destination address and the packet type fields in front of the frame. The frame contains the value 8035 to identify the contents of frame as a RARP message. The data portion of the frame contains 28-octet RARP message. The sender broadcasts RARP request that specifies itself as both the sender and the target machine. and supplies its physical network address in the target hardware address field. All machines on the network receive the particular request, but only those authorized to supply the RARP service process the request and send a reply. Such machines are known informally as a RARP server. For RARP to succeed, the network must contain at least one RARP server. Now, the reply. Server answer request by filling in the target protocol address field, changing the message type from request to reply, and sending the reply back directly to the machine making the request. Now, RARP packet. Figure shows us the packet structure or packet format of RARP that contains the various field that hardware type. So that type of field or hardware type field tells us that which type of hardware is used for the particular operations. Protocol type. So according to the operations, protocols are classified into the different types, and as per the operation requested, the protocol is used from this particular protocol type field. Hardware length, the length of the hardware which is used from the hardware type field. Protocol length, the protocol length from the protocol type field, the protocol length is measured in protocol length field. Operations, so all the operations executed in this particular field, that is operations. So operations, for executing the operation, there are 3 request and 4 reply by RARP protocol. Along with this, sender hardware and sender protocol addresses, and target hardware and target protocol addresses. For example, 6 byte for Ethernet and 4 byte for Internet protocol using sender hardware and protocol addresses respectively, whereas 6 byte for Ethernet and 4 byte for Internet protocol for target respectively. Now, the drawbacks of RARP. Since it operates at low level, it requires direct address to the network, which makes it difficult for an application programmer to build a server. It does not fully utilizes the capacity or capability of a network like Ethernet, which enforced to send a minimum packet size, since the reply from server contains only one small piece of information, the 32-bit internet address. These are the 2 drawbacks of RARP. Now, finally, the alternate solution to RARP. When the diskless computer is booted, it needs more information in addition to its IP addresses, that is subnet marks, IP address of a router, and IP address of a name server. Along with this, RARP cannot provide this extra information. Now, the third 2 protocols, that is BootUp and DHCP, can be used instead of RARP. So that is the better solution for RARP, that is BootUp and DHCP, which are nothing but our next online lectures topic. So this is the alternative solutions to RARP. With this, I have finished the today's online lecture. Hope all of you understand it very well. Thank you very much.